Hi, good morning. My name is James Whitfield. I served 17 and a half years in federal prison for the crime of bank robbery. I was released January 3rd, 2005. Prior to my incarceration, I was a recording engineer, a business college graduate, electronics technician, and during my incarceration, I worked in the prison law library where I oversaw a budget of $275,000 a year for the law library. Um, this was at USP Leavenworth, Kansas. I had formed a little group inside where we assisted other inmates with their legal issues. We contacted local law firms for the donation of legal materials for the library. I kept it stocked, reordered. I was there for 4.5 years. After that, I transferred to FCIC in Oxford, in Wisconsin, just outside of Wisconsin Dells. We're there. Although I stayed primarily in the law library, I worked as a GED tutor where I taught 125 students. 100 of those students earned their GED under my tutelage. I worked in the prison factory system called Unicor, and in there we built what was called weapons of mass destruction. We built guidance system cables for the Scud missile systems and also for some other aircraft carriers. I was instrumental in teaching a class for prison officials where I had showed them how to convert their regular IRAs into the Roth IRAs. That conversion process, it went smoothly. It was attended by secretaries, prison guards, captains, lieutenants, the prison chaplains. After that, I was transferred to FCI Sandstone, where I worked in the prison system, Unicor, and there I was a bindery operator. I learned to be a cutter operator, operating the cutting machines, the Martin Ruling, and the Olson cutters. I was also in charge of a crew over the bindery production. During that time, I also taught a business class to approximately 25 individuals that some had advanced degrees, some had no degrees, but I taught them the basics of business formation, structuring, how to go about getting financing, all the while still continuing to do legal work for individuals in there. Strangely, they gave me the nickname James Cochran. They said the unrecognized brother of Johnny Cochran. And I was a gentleman that they came to when they wanted to get their cases back into court. I have a 65% success rate in getting individuals returned to court and getting resentenced, sentence reductions, and in one case, a gentleman won a new trial. In that case, he was convicted of murder. I was convicted of bank robbery, and a federal judge in Madison, Wisconsin, granted the order that I could go back and represent this individual. Convicted bank robber represents convicted murder. Since my incarceration, I have had to get out and learn how to use the computers all over again. Some of the program formats that I learned earlier on had been renamed, such as Lotus 123 is now known as Excel. In the process, I've also learned how to develop apps for iPhones, and I'm also in the process of developing a game system. I wrote 2 manuals. One is called the Trilateral Wealth Creation System, and the second one is called From Underworld to Overworld. Part of the biggest problem I've had in finding a job has been my background check that comes up. How long have I been looking for work? I have been looking for work since January 3rd, 2005. Today's date is June 21st, 2013. That is 8.5 years. No one is willing to take a chance on a convicted bank robber or an ex-felon, period. I have went out and spoke with heads of major corporations. I've got them to attend fundraisers for a prior organization I worked with. But To this day, I still cannot get a job. I am learning filmmaking as an alternative. Figure this way, no one is going to be able to deny me doing my craft. As far as the recent legislation ban the box, I do not feel that that will be a strong enough measure to get a person a decent job. Although I applaud the lawmakers that helped get it passed, one of the biggest problems I see is that even if they are granted an interview, they still cannot get past the background check. The background check that they rely upon in a lot of the major corporations is they use the Fair Credit Reporting Act. The Fair Credit Reporting Act is a law that was enacted 6 years after Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. It is a legislative overrule of the Supreme Court decision that allows the Fair Credit Report to go beyond the 7-year time limit in conducting background checks for the purpose of employment. I believe that this law, like several other laws, are unconstitutional and should be banned. Thank you.